Hi everyone, how you doing? Today is Thursday. I don't know what day it is half the time. I work night shift, you see. Today is Thursday, the 11th of January, 2024. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all keeping well. Um, I just want to briefly talk a little bit about recovery again, as that is the aim and theme of this channel. And I know for a lot of people, and I know this from experience because I've done it myself, when you see people who have managed to break free from gambling, it's easy to get resentful and think it's all right for you. You don't know what it's like for me, and thoughts and feelings like that. Um, you never have it had it as bad as what I've got, and all that nonsense. Um, and for me that was the thing that kept me separated from other people, rather than looking at what was similar in our circumstances. The fact that um, we couldn't prevent ourselves from putting on that first bet, the fact that once we'd put on that first bet we couldn't prevent ourselves from continuing to bet. So the fact that was kind of ignoring the fact that we were powerless to stop ourselves putting that first bet on, and once we put that first bet on, we were powerless to stop ourselves continuing. So in short, we were screwed. Um, and this was the thing, and I didn't really for a long time I would look at differences in people. Social status was a big one. And if you was had as bad as life as me, then you would understand, and all this nonsense. Now the thing is, a lot of people have horrendous lives, real lives of misery and suffering, um, but they don't become gambling addicts. A lot of gambling addicts use having difficult experiences as an excuse, and hey, I'm the same. I mean, I can give a list of excuses as long as my arm, for why. But the fact of the matter is, the root of the problem was I didn't have the power to stop myself. Once I'd reached a certain point, I didn't have the power to stop myself from going back to gambling time and time again, and I didn't have the power to stop myself from continuing to gamble once I'd gone back to it. um, and I didn't have the power to prevent uh, any gambling in the future. So, I mean, we can stop for a little while. We can stop for 2 or 3 days, but can you stop permanently? Can you say with certainty that you can stop under your own steam permanently? Um, yeah, we can say this just for today, just for today, but I don't want to be sat there biting my fingers down to the knuckles. Please don't let us gamble today. Please don't let us. That's not life. That's hell. That's hell. I want to be able to live a life where I can hold my head up high. I can look people squarely in the face, and um, you know, experience the common bond that we all have. That common bond of humanity that we all have, rather than feeling better than, and rather than feeling less than. You know. Um, because it's weird. It's like sometimes we're like narcissists with inferiority complexes. It's like, I used to think I was better than everybody, but at the same time, I used to think I was worse than everybody. Yeah, the another contradiction of, um, uh, yeah, the mind of a gambling addict. And I'm laughing because it is. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. When you get down to the brass tacks and really start looking at how our mind works and so on. So I'm here to tell you that, you know what I mean. If you've got a gambling addict, if you have big issue with gambling, um, rather than trying to figure out why, you became a gambling addict, because that's not going to do anything. From my experience, I went through years of therapy, discussing all sorts of issues and problems from my adolescence and childhood, and looking back at certain things, and I gained a lot of awareness. I gained a lot of awareness. I met some really compassionate people who really had my best will at heart, but they didn't understand gambling addiction. Now you can focus on your past and things like that till the cows come home. But if you're continuing to go back time and time again to gambling, then that suggests that there's something else going on. Um, you know, and that was the thing. Whenever I went back gambling, I was never thinking, "Oh, I had such a terrible upbringing, or I had such a terrible childhood, or I experienced so much pain and loneliness." Um, that never went through my head when I was going gambling, ever, ever. I mean, have you ever experienced that? It's like, oh, you know, bereavement or whatever. No, I'm not belittling this or anything like that, but I mean, we all go through bereavements and things. Have you ever thought, right, I'm gonna go, made a justification? I'm gonna go and gamble because my mum died or something like that. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. But we try to blame these things. We try to portion blame on these things in order to um, make sense of what we're doing, because what we're doing just doesn't make sense. And you'll know for yourself, if you're going through this experience, that nothing you do or nothing you think in relation to gambling makes sense. It's insane. It's insane. Um, which is why you can't think your way out of it. Because if the problem centers within the mind, how can you think? How can you rely upon the tool, the mind, that's the problem, to get you out of the problem? And if that sounds confusing, it is. It's baffling. It's baffling. You cannot rely upon the You cannot rely upon the same organ that is um, causing you the problem. So again, my suggestion is seeking power from somewhere else, and that's the purpose of the 12-step program, to enable you to connect with some power, to act as a barrier between you and gambling. And it works. And it works. Provided you carry on and maintain a certain attitude and engage in certain activities, such as reaching out to others, trying to be more considerate, kind, supportive, all these kind of things. The complete opposite of what we are when we're in gambling addiction. Um, you know, and the thing is, it is possible. You can do this. You can. Um, a lot of, when you're in amongst it, and your relationships are breaking down, you're losing your home, your job, you've got no money in the bank, you've got bills coming out your backsides, you know what I mean? You've got debt up to the eyeballs. It feels like there is no way out, but there is, and there's a spiritual program of action which can enable you um, to get the freedom that you deserve, and it's called the 12-step program. You know, whether you go to GA, or whatever, whether you go to a private therapist and discuss with them about going through the steps, you know, I can't recommend that enough, because what we don't want is, when we stop gambling, for our life to be absolutely bloody miserable and full of worry, full of regret, full of shame. We need to work through all of those things so that our life becomes worth living again. We need to work through them things, and the 12 steps give us the tools to be able to do that. So, what was the purpose of this video? it was just to hang in. You know, you can do this, and you know, everybody who watches my videos, I feel for if anybody is going through this now. I mean, I feel for you, man. I feel for you because it very nearly it very nearly killed me. Um, and I still sometimes, I still look back and I think, how in God's name did I manage to get out of that? Um, you know, um, there was a lot of praise, you know. When I was in amongst it, I used to pray that I would die in my sleep. It was that bad, you know. Please just let this end. Please just let me die in my sleep, you know. And I've gone from that to loving my life, feeling really comfortable and at peace in my own skin. Um, you know, having the confidence to feel comfortable around people again, having the confidence to try new things, having the confidence to make mistakes, you know, having the confidence to make mistakes and learn from them. Because the thing is, I'm not perfect, absolutely far from it, um, far from it. I fuck up and make mistakes left, right, and centre, because I'm human. And you know, it's mad when you're a kid. You look up to you look up to adults, and you think adults have got it so sussed out. They've got it all figured out, and it's like here I am, nearly 50, and I still haven't got a clue what's going on. Um, you know, but life's exciting. It's exciting. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be governed by the pain, the misery, the suffering of addiction. Um, you know what I mean? You too can recover. You can. And sometimes you just need some random guy on the internet telling you can, to make you believe it. And I hope that these videos do help, because I do. I care. I don't know you from Adam. You know, here's me just talking into my tablet camera. You know, but I know the experience you're going through if you're going through that experience of gambling addiction, and that's the bond, um, that we have. But more importantly, I'd love for you to have the freedom that I've got now. Um, you know, because I know you can. I know you can. Um, anyway, take care, and I'll do another video soon. Bye now.